Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome to Police Pursuit. Today we launch a new fresh series when people messed with the wrong cops. Every reckless choice flips on instant justice mode. Buckle up, let's roll right now, folks. On May 11, 2023, Atlanta Police Undercover Units, supported by the Aviation Unit, tracked a stolen purple Dodge Challenger near H.E. Homes and Log Haven Drive. The vehicle had already fled from a state trooper earlier, and air support provided real-time updates while ground units monitored its movements closely.
Everybody stop him.
As the Challenger turned onto nearby streets, officers began closing in. Once the driver noticed police presence, he accelerated, ran a stop sign, and fled at high speed. With lights and sirens activated, officers pursued through multiple roads, working together to safely contain the situation.
Right now, we're on traffic over there. Give us they have eight.
During the chase, the driver acted recklessly, ignoring traffic laws, crossing lanes, and running red lights. On Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, he nearly struck a patrol car before hitting a median, spinning, and regaining control. At that critical moment, a pursuing unit executed a precise PIT maneuver, forcing the vehicle to spin out and leave the roadway, ending the pursuit. As the car stopped, both occupants fled on foot but were quickly apprehended. Identified as Jarius Simpson and Cameron Mathis, they were taken into custody. This case shows that reckless decisions only increase danger and ultimately lead to arrest, reinforcing the importance of accountability and public safety.
He's going to be behind 3379 MLK, Heavy Woods.
On January 19, 2026, Western District officers responded to an apartment complex on Park Avenue after reports of a disorderly, armed individual. Residents had already evacuated due to a fire alarm. Inside, officers encountered a woman screaming in the hallway while holding a large knife before she fled into an apartment, prompting officers to secure the area.
Nobody's in the hall.
I can't tell. Step back.
Back up a little bit. Go laser. I'm on your left.
Okay, I got you.
After noticing blood in the hallway, officers repeatedly ordered her to surrender. She later emerged still armed with both a knife and an electrical stun device, ignoring commands. Multiple tasers were deployed, but proved ineffective as the situation escalated and the threat to officers became immediate.
Drop the knife!
All right, put it down.
As the distance closed, an officer discharged a firearm, striking her. Even then, she continued resisting before finally dropping both weapons and being taken into custody. Identified as Autumn Elizabeth Denny, she was hospitalized and now faces serious charges. The incident highlights how quickly danger escalates and the importance of compliance to prevent tragic outcomes.
Let's take it to the elevators if we have to.
Yep.
Space.
You're doing a great job. I appreciate that.
You coming back, Lucy?
Yep. I want a far original
Let's take it to the elevators where we got more
You're
space.
doing a great job.
Thank you. Your help. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Denny eventually agreed with the officers to drop the knife. Officers then ordered her to crawl toward them, but Denny rose back up to her feet.
Back on your knees.
Yep. You gotta get on your knees. You gotta crawl.
Stay down. On your knees. Stay down. Sir, get back on the floor.
You gotta get on the floor for me.
Get back on the floor.
You've been doing a good job. I appreciate you.
Get back on the floor, buddy.
All right, we're gonna have to take it. You're doing a good job. I appreciate you.
Sir, get on your knees.
You gotta get on your knees.
At that point, another officer fired his taser, striking Denny, who collapsed to the ground, where officers finally handcuffed her as part of her arrest.
You're doing a good job. Thank you.
At approximately 10:03 p.m. on June 7, 2024, North Little Rock Police and Arkansas State Police pursued a fleeing vehicle across Pulaski County. From the outset, the suspect drove aggressively, running red lights and blasting through intersections, forcing other drivers to brake hard or swerve to avoid collisions. The red SUV weaved dangerously through traffic, making sudden lane changes and squeezing between vehicles at high speed. At times, it straddled lanes while pushing forward recklessly. Meanwhile, pursuing units maintained discipline, holding formation, and gradually closing the gap to limit the suspect's ability to escape. As the pursuit moved onto a bridge and toward a highway ramp, the danger intensified with limited space and sustained speed. Recognizing the risk, a state trooper seized the moment and executed a precise pit maneuver, causing the SUV to lose control and come to a stop, effectively ending the chase. Dashcam footage highlights the calculated timing behind the maneuver, showing how quickly control can be regained in chaotic situations. Officers secured the scene and arrested the suspect. The incident underscores that reckless fleeing only escalates danger, while skilled intervention can swiftly restore safety and accountability. A pit maneuver on a bridge is extremely risky, especially with heavy traffic. Even a slight miscalculation could cause multiple collisions, endangering both officers and innocent drivers. Brooklyn, New York. On the afternoon of September 15, 2024, NYPD officers Wong and Mays confronted 37-year-old Daryl Mickles after he jumped the turnstile at the Sutter Avenue L train station.
Go drop the knife. Go drop the knife.
Don't touch me, man. What's wrong with y'all, man?
On the train?
Officers issued repeated commands for him to drop the weapon, but Mickles ignored them and boarded a crowded train. Inside, he opened the knife and charged at Officer Mays, then turned toward Officer Wong. Both officers opened fire, Wong firing 6 rounds, Mays 3 striking Mickles multiple times.
Put it down.
Sir, I need to see your hands, please. Can I see your hands, please?
Go drop the knife.
Put it down. Put it down. Be careful.
Don't touch me, man. What's wrong with y'all?
On the train?
On the train.
Don't fucking touch
Sir,
me.
get away, get away, get away.
Don't touch me.
Put it down.
Put it down. Put it down.
Put it down.
Put it down. Shoot. Put the knife down. Put the knife down. Yo.
Taser, taser, taser! Taser, taser, taser! Watch out, watch out, watch out. Shit!
Shoot.
Shit! Put it down!
Put it down.
Though wounded, Mickles held onto the knife until Officer Mays kicked it away. Mickles and 2 bystanders were hospitalized. He now faces multiple charges, including attempted assault and weapons possession. On July 28, 2023, a high-speed pursuit began in Marion, Arkansas, after DeMarcus Clark fled from a traffic stop conducted by Officer Austin Matheny. Clark was initially stopped for a malfunctioning license plate light, and as Officer Matheny approached the vehicle, he detected the odor of cannabis. Clark admitted there was marijuana inside the vehicle, but when he was asked to step out, he suddenly accelerated and fled, initiating a pursuit toward West Memphis.
Supposedly trying to assault an officer.
Multiple agencies, including the West Memphis Police Department and the Arkansas State Police, quickly joined the pursuit. Clark drove at speeds ranging from 100 to 120 miles per hour, weaving through traffic and creating a serious danger to the public. As the risk escalated, Trooper Garrett Bird performed a tactical vehicular intervention, TVI, near the 283-mile marker on Interstate 40 in an attempt to bring the pursuit to an end.
Alright, I just about wrecked out. I TVI'd since 1016. Hope I get kind of rolled. Not for 283.
The maneuver caused Clark's vehicle to lose control, spin sideways, and overturn on the highway. Sergeant Stephen Roberts, who was responding to assist and approaching from behind, was unable to avoid the out-of-control vehicle and collided with it. Clark became trapped inside the vehicle, unconscious, and the vehicle soon caught fire. Officers at the scene attempted to render aid, but Clark was pronounced dead at the scene at 1:29 a.m.
Alright, I just about wrecked out. I TVI'd. Wrecked out.
I think I ran that West Memphis unit.
The autopsy determined the cause of death to be blunt force injuries, and the manner of death was classified as an accident. The investigation concluded that Clark fled from law enforcement and drove at extremely high speeds, posing a significant threat to public safety, and that the pursuit ended with a tactical intervention that resulted in the fatal crash.
Sheriff's Office!
Lee County, Florida. On July 19, 2025, deputies responded to the Planet Fitness on South Tamiami Trail after reports of a naked man running through the gym and attempting to start a fire.
With him tearing out tile.
I think he's in the roof right now.
Identified as 25-year-old Henry Antunez Alvarado, the man had refused to leave at closing time and began acting erratically, including stripping off his clothes and climbing into the ceiling.
Right there, right there, right there. Let me see your hands. Get off! Come out now! Come here, come here. Hold on, hold on. Come out now, hold on.
Get up! Don't play games.
Surveillance showed him running naked through the gym, lying on a hydro massage bed, and knocking down ceiling tiles before deputies found him hiding in a tanning bed. He was arrested and charged with indecent exposure, arson, criminal mischief, and giving false ID. He has prior convictions from 2023. On May 19, 2020, a tense confrontation unfolded on Vassar Street when a knife-wielding suspect charged directly into a police perimeter, ignoring all commands to drop the weapon. Officers first attempted non-lethal measures, pepper spray and a taser, but the suspect advanced undeterred, posing an immediate threat.
Don't do it! Don't do it! Taser! Stop! Shots fired! Shots fired!
To protect themselves and others, officers opened fire. A female officer calmly pulled her partner back during the chaos as the suspect was subdued, restrained, and taken into custody.
Hey, how about we take, get over here. We'll take a car up further. Get on this side of my car.
Hey! Hey! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back!
Get back! Now!
Back!
This one, Adam, hold the air, hold the air.
Stop! Stop!
I got taser,
Don't
I got
do
taser,
it!
I got taser,
Don't do
I got
it!
taser.
Don't do it! Don't do it! Taser!
Drop it now!
Stop!
He was rushed to the hospital but died 2 days later. The case raises a difficult question. Did officers act just in time to prevent greater harm, or could restraint have stopped the threat without fatal force?
He tossed the knife. He tossed the knife. He tossed the knife.
Hold on.
Houston, Texas. On the morning of November 11th, 2023, a 19-year-old suspect in a stolen car led police on a reckless high-speed chase through central Houston. The pursuit ended violently after multiple crashes disabled the vehicle. As Officer Gibson approached, the teen suddenly opened fire, striking him in the leg. Under a hail of gunfire, a fellow officer and a brave civilian dragged Gibson to safety. Refusing to surrender, the suspect attempted to hijack another vehicle, reloaded his weapon, and turned to confront officers, prompting them to return fire.
Get on the ground! Hey, it's coming to you! Coming to you! Where's he at? Where's he at? In the car! In the car! Hey! Hey, it's right there!
Yep. Got gun.
All right. Pull his hands out. Hey, I'm gonna go clear that car.
The suspect was shot multiple times and collapsed. Officers secured him and administered life-saving aid, but he was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Remarkably, Officer Gibson survived the ambush without firing a single round, thanks to the quick actions of those around him.
I'm pretty sure we all shot him right there. Hey, don't raise it!
On May 25, 2020, in Florida, an armed suspect attempted a carjacking but failed. As the victim fled and called 911, the suspect wandered a parking lot, weapon in hand, setting the stage for a tense confrontation. Despite repeated commands to drop the gun, he remained defiant. When he raised the weapon, officers opened fire. 6 shots rang out in rapid succession. The suspect collapsed near a median with a long gun beside him.
Get down!
He was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment and has since fully recovered. The incident underscores how quickly a dangerous situation can escalate when armed suspects refuse to comply. On March 21st, 2023, deputies in Menasha, Wisconsin, tried to stop a black Cadillac SUV on Highway 26 North for missing plates and expired registration. Instead, the driver sped off, reaching 120 miles per hour and weave in through traffic as multiple counties joined the chase.
Driver! Hey, show me your hand. Put your hands up. Driver, turn off the car. Put the keys out the window.
$60 vehicles taken off past.
And in Oshkosh, once it's certified, do they have to get under 35?
We're over the tracks going up to Country Club Road.
Never share 60.
Say they're going to share 60. If they get low enough, I can take number 2.
Spike strips shredded all 4 tires, but the suspect kept fleeing. Near Club Road, troopers used a low-speed boxing maneuver, forcing the SUV into a ditch where officers quickly surrounded it, ending the pursuit. Their calm, coordinated response was like a trained operation.
Get out of the car! Hands up! Hands up! Get down! All right, I got cuffs. You got cover?
Do not move!
You got lethal cover?
Do not move! I'm gonna set my dog on you. Do you understand? Don't move! Do not move!
Hands behind your back. Yep. $60.95. All right, I'm gonna search you here. Do you have anything on you at all?
Why'd you run, man?
I'm not feeling good. Oh boy.
To be honest, that's not a good reason.
Decent bit of cash here. All right, go ahead. Let's stand up.
Joseph Lame was taken into custody at gunpoint. Officers found over $10,000 in cash in a suspicious bottle. He now faces felony charges for fleeing police, reckless endangerment, and drug paraphernalia possession, with investigations ongoing. On February 20th, 2026, law enforcement units were dispatched to assist in a vehicle pursuit that originated in Madison, Arkansas, after the driver fled into St. Francis County. Multiple tactical interventions were attempted to end the pursuit, but the driver continued fleeing recklessly through several roadways in a desperate attempt to escape.
TBI, get us. TBI.
Still going, he's still going. Where at?
He's taking back off on 334 westbound. Right coming.
On one.
Went to the ditch.
He's taking, okay, we're on Rosser, on the lead, we're on Rosser. Headed towards city units. Stay behind state. Calm down.
The pursuit came to an end when the suspect collided with a patrol vehicle while attempting to change direction, then struck another police unit before being fully stopped at the intersection of South Rosser Street and East Davis Street. The driver, Jonathan Howard, was immediately taken into custody at the scene.
We're still on Rosser.
Hey, oh, he just reared it. Head on.
He hit me.
Get out the fucking car! 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 You gonna fucking out the fucking car! Get out the fucking car! Get out the fucking car!
A search of the vehicle revealed multiple alcoholic beverage cans, several of which were open and partially consumed. The suspect showed clear signs of intoxication, including slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and unsteady balance. He refused to submit to chemical testing and did not cooperate with officers. Based on the totality of the circumstances and the observed indicators, officers determined there was probable cause to arrest and charge the suspect accordingly. At approximately 11:57 p.m. on Friday, July 11th, I, Sergeant Bennett, was parked behind Trooper Carter Lazenby and Trooper Chris Dunham on South Division Street, US 61, with emergency lights activated while Trooper Dunham conducted a traffic stop. I noticed a vehicle approaching from behind at high speed, not slowing or changing lanes. At the last moment, it switched lanes, lightly tapped its brakes, and passed all three patrol vehicles without yielding. With no other traffic blocking the center turn lane, I initiated a traffic stop for failure to slow or move over for emergency vehicles.
Get your arm out from under you.
Stay on the ground, baby. Stay on the ground.
Hey, you ain't come out the house. Come over here.
Lean up right against my car. You ain't got to lean on it. Just lean up against it. He threw it in the yard.
Hey, grab those keys before they come over here. I gotta pee.
Hey, put him in your car.
I gotta pee.
Come on, you better not pee in my car.
I gotta pee. Can I pee?
Stay right.
Get in the house. Get in the house. Get in the house. Get your head up.
Get on the ground, though. Get on the ground.
You stay right there.
Get your arm out from my way.
The vehicle, a Nissan Altima, turned right onto Moore Street and accelerated rapidly, raising dust. I activated my siren and pursued. As the suspect turned left onto Short Street, he cut me off, preventing a tactical vehicle intervention, TVI. Trooper Dunham took over the lead and executed a successful TVI as the suspect tried to turn into 1224 Short Street. Devion Clay was taken into custody without incident.
Move to your left. Put your hands on top of your head. Go ahead.
All right, stand up, face away from me. Stand up, face away from me. Stand up, face away from me.
Down the takedown. Walk back with the sound of my voice. Walk back with the sound of my voice. Keep walking backwards with the sound of my voice. I'll go hands on. Keep walking backwards. Watch your step with the lip there. Keep walking backwards. Keep walking backwards. You're good right there. Keep walking them back. Keep coming. Keep coming. Go down to your knees.
A search of the vehicle revealed 5.5 grams of marijuana, digital scales, and rolling papers. Clay was charged with felony fleeing, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, careless driving, and failure to move over for emergency vehicles. The suspect's car had rear-end damage and had lightly struck a parked truck. The owner, Tambra Stewart, declined to pursue damage claims and was advised on how to obtain an incident report.